What's up, guys? Let's get back into it. I've been on break for a while, longer than I expected, so time to start banging out these videos. So, first of all, we're going to talk about why you should move to Vietnam, and specifically Ho Chi Minh City, formerly known as Saigon, Vietnam. So let's do it. First of all, we're going to talk about cost of living. Number one, I'm sure as you guys can imagine, Ho Chi Minh City, Vietnam as a whole, is a very cost-effective city and country, especially if you're coming from the West. It is significantly lower than the U.S. For example, the website, statistics website Nubio, it says that, and I'm going to use example Dallas. Dallas is 129% more expensive than Ho Chi Minh City, excluding rent. Now, when you add just rent, Dallas is 298% higher than Ho Chi Minh City. So it is significantly lower than the cities in America, for example. So that's not even a fair comparison. So we're going to compare it with other nomad locations. So again, according to Nubio, and this is not including rent, Ho Chi Minh City is 40% cheaper than Mexico City. The rent in Mexico City is 90% higher than it is in Ho Chi Minh City. That is a significant savings. Now let's compare it again to another city in Southeast Asia, Manila, Philippines. Manila is 19% more expensive than it is in Ho Chi Minh City. If we look at rent, the rent in Philippines, in Manila, is going to be 21% higher than what you can find in Ho Chi Minh City. All right, another one, Bangkok. Bangkok is 30% more expensive, and the rent in Bangkok is 28% more expensive. Let's go back over to Latin America for a second. Dominican Republic. Dominican Republic is 41% higher, more expensive than it is to live in Ho Chi Minh City. And the rent itself is 43% higher. In Bali, Indonesia, and did I say Santo Domingo, Dominican Republic? I don't know if I did, but that's what I meant. Santo Domingo, Dominican Republic, 41% higher, and the rent is 43% higher. All right, now let's take a look at Bali, Indonesia. It's 14% cheaper to live in Ho Chi Minh City in comparison, and the rent is a whopping 191% cheaper to live in Ho Chi Minh City than in Bali. So, I mean, just looking at the cost of living alone, not only compared to the United States, but compared to some countries in Latin America, Dominican Republic, Mexico City, and then some of the countries in our cities in Southeast Asia. I mean, it really is cheap, and you get a lot of bang for your dollar. It's one good reason why you should consider moving here, at least visiting and checking out for yourself. And I'm going to tell you, these Nubio numbers that I just reported, my boots on the ground experience pretty much confirm that. For example, let's take a look at food. Now, you can get street food in Ho Chi Minh City for literally $1 or less. And if you go to a local neighborhood restaurant, that's going to cost you about $2 to $5, and you can get a good meal. I'm going to show you an example of a meal that I ate at a neighborhood restaurant. It's a nice restaurant. Nice sit-down restaurant. You order, they bring out your food. And this was I think I got a vegetable soup, some rice, and a drink, and my bill total was $2.95. So for $2 to $5, you can get you a good meal, sit-down meal. Now, if you want to go to an upper middle range restaurant, you can get a meal for about $5 to $12 there. Again, here's another example. Now, what I ordered was a deconstructed pad thai. And you know, anything on a menu that's going to be deconstructed, they're going to automatically raise the price just because that's the fad. We deconstructed it. But this deconstructed pad thai was only $6.49. So again, $5 to $12, you can get you a good meal. Now, if you eat every day and you eat out, and let's say you eat at an upper middle range restaurant for one meal, a local restaurant for a second meal, and then you know, maybe you're hungry, you want to get a third meal, you eat a little street food. So let's just say you spend about $15 a day eating out. some days gonna be more, some days may be less. And for a month, your food bill will be $450, and that is eating good. Now, if you decide to cook in and not eat out all the time, I mean, you can pretty much cut that bill in half. So, again, cost of living is excellent here, especially when it comes to food. For transportation, Grab is the go-to application. Uber's not used. It's Grab. The Grab's everywhere. They're Grab cars. They're Grab bikes, motorcycles rather, and you can just about get anywhere. So a 2 mile Grab ride on a motorcycle is going to cost you about 71 cents. That's right. 2 miles is about 71 cents. Now, if you take that same ride in a car, it's going to be a little more expensive. That ride is going to be $1.85. But if you take public transportation, it's going to be even cheaper. I think it's like 25 cents a ride. So transportation is, very minimal in terms of cost. But I will tell you, man, there are motorcycles everywhere in this city. I had normally been taking a lot of, actually, I mix it up. I do motorcycle grabs and I also do car grabs. But now I'm starting to do more car grabs. I mean, it's very interesting and it's fun riding on a motorcycle at times, but there's so much traffic. And I've been to a lot of countries where they say that the traffic signs are just suggestions. People don't really follow them. They're just suggesting you should slow down or stop or go. In Ho Chi Minh City, it's on a different level. They don't stop for stoplights. I mean, they just buzz right through them. I mean, driving oncoming traffic. Is that it? Oncoming traffic? I mean, that's a norm. It is harrowing trying to even cross the street here. But being on a Grab, I got on a Grab once with this driver, and the guy thought that he was a race car driver. I mean, the way that he would lean into the curves, he would lean on the corners, and I'm on the back. I'm getting nervous. I can't speak a lick of Vietnamese. I can't tell a guy, wait, slow down, stop doing that. I just had to hold on and just pray. And when he let me off, I ran up into my Airbnb and I had to find the word for slow down. Cham lai, cham lai. And I remember that now. Next time I got on that bike, first thing I said, cham lai, slow down. Man, I'm telling you, it is an experience if you should dare to do it. All right, now let's talk about accommodations, which is likely going to be your largest expense each month. I was staying in a nice district, couple minutes walk from District 1, which is a very big, popular district with a lot of tourists, walking street, so forth. And I was paying about $600 a month. And this was in an Airbnb. So you can get some very good accommodations for a very good price. You can be in a nice district, spend about $500, $600, $700. You want to push it up to maybe $800 a month. Easily a very nice unit there. If you want to go into some other districts, or if you want to do more of a long-term rental, you can get that for half the price. The second one is you'll lose weight. Yes, you will lose weight here. That should be a number one. That's going to be good. Now, when I came to Ho Chi Minh City, after traveling in so many other countries, one thing I noticed is how slim the people here compared to where I'm from, the United States, but also compared to many other countries that I've visited, Latin American countries, and even Southeast Asian countries and European countries. And that prompted me to look at the obesity rate in Vietnam. And I went to the website. It's called worldobesity.org. And on that website, it stated that for men only, the United States is the 10th most obese country. 10th most obese country. So, man, I know with the red pill movement saying that the girls in Western countries are too big now and we want to travel or find a slim woman. According to the statistics, man, we're not faring much better. 10th most obese country. Come on, we got to do better than that. We got to get in the gym. That's why I say you find your place to move to, find a gym. Should be one of the first things you do also. I'm not saying that I'm super buff, but I try to find a gym. Now, let me stop ranting and let's talk about the women. The women's ranking in the United States. So for women only in the United States, we rank the 36th most obese country. 36. Now let's take a look at Vietnam. The Vietnam men ranked 197th out of 200 countries in terms of obesity rate, with only 1.97% ranking or measuring at the obese level. 197th out of 200. And for females, they rank dead last, 200. 200 out of 200 with an obesity rate of only 2.11%. Wow. And like I said, that was one of the first things I could tell. I looked around, I was like, man, all these people, they're slim, they're trim, they're fit, they look good. And the Vietnamese diet and lifestyle is likely the biggest factor in that. So coming here to Vietnam, you're going to eat fresh food, you're going to get good sunlight, and you're going to naturally absorb this lifestyle. And as a result, you're going to lose weight. And that's going to be a great benefit to your health, which is an excellent reason why you should consider moving to not only Ho Chi Minh City, but Vietnam as a whole. Now, moving on to the next one, the weather. The weather in Vietnam, weather in Ho Chi Minh City has a tropical climate. The average temperature is about 83 degrees Fahrenheit. There are no hurricanes. There are no earthquakes. I was in Medellin, was waking up by an earthquake. Man. But there are monsoons here. So it can cause flooding, especially in some of the low-lying areas. Wet season is from May to November, and the dry season is considered to be December to April. But it's very humid, but 83 degrees mostly. I mean, you really can't beat that. And then another one, and we're going to leave it at this one because I don't want this video to be too long, is the nightlife. Ho Chi Minh City has a vibrant nightlife. District 1, that's pretty much where all the tourists go. It's a lot of happenings and things going on. I did not take a lot of film, so my apologies. Next time I will do better at that. This was on an off day, some of the film I'm showing here. And it was early, very early in the day. It's like 7 o'clock or so. But the nightlife in Ho Chi Minh City, they've got a lot of clubs. It's a lot of things to do. You're going to enjoy it. You really will. So I'm going to wrap this video up here. Tell me some of the things some reasons why you think Ho Chi Minh City is a place that people should start considering to move to. And let me know if I missed anything. All right. Thanks again, guys. To the next video. Bye.